In this episode, Erwin and I talk about the revival of early 2000 culture, such as TV shows, fashion, and especially music. We also dive back into health tech and wearable tech. We go on a long tangent about the future of healthcare. Then finally, we talk about the Great Resignation, what it means for the job market, supply chains, and Erwin asked JV some weird make a prediction questions, even though I'm definitely not a subject matter expert on any of this. Anyways, emo music's back, y'all. Peace.
What's up, everybody? This is the Difficult to Please podcast, episode 38.
38.
Woo!
Yep. I was trying to not to do another celebration thing like we do in the previous episodes. I'm trying to mellow it down a little bit. Getting into a 40s. Anyways, yeah.
We're getting into the midlife crisis of our episode. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm gonna build a penis rocket and ship myself to space now.
We're only when we get to become Shiba coin millionaires.
There's a lot that happened the last since our last recording. I remember we were so hyped about talking about doing 2 episodes, but just never panned out. And guess we're going back to one for now.
One for now. We are recording on October 20th. This is Wednesday evening. Usually,
it's been a month.
Yeah, it's been about a month. JV was up here recently in Portland.
Yeah, someone was asking if we're going to do a live recording.
Oh.
I didn't bring my camera. I mean, it wouldn't be cool if we had a 1-camera setup. It'd be a 1-camera setup, 2 of us on one table just talking.
We don't have a space set up in here. It's just I'm recording in the room that JV slept in, so it's not
tight. Really comfortable. I was what is this? It's a heater. I'm oh, built into the house.
Oh yeah. I mean, living in the Northwest, it's a change. Having not portable heaters, but there's no central air, so every room has its own heater.
That's interesting.
Or
okay.
Radiator, whatever you want to call it. That's basically what we have in
each room. Got it. Interesting.
But yeah, late October,
almost Halloween.
Yeah,
the COVID's gonna get out there. Haunt your kids. I'm just kidding. It's nothing gonna do that.
I mean,
we're still quarantined a little bit, or I don't know. We're not really quarantined, but we're all still pretty inside for a while. A lot of shit's been going on.
A lot of shit has been going on, and since it's been about a month since we last recorded, it's just with all the amount of news, video game, pop culture, and all this stuff, it's crazy how we've come full circle. Why
is that so hard for you? Why was that so hard for you to say?
I don't know. It was pretty rough, but yeah, everything's kind of full circle. I know we keep talking about that weird Pokemon story about Afghanistan.
Yeah, is there an update to it? Is there a part 3 to this story?
There's no part 3, but in just doing light research on the internet and video game pop culture, is that since this is the 25th anniversary of Pokemon, so 1996 to 2021, it's a trip how the Pokemon card game, they've re-released their OG set.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yes, so they did the Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, all the rare hollows from the OG set, Yellow Cheek, Pikachu, etc. So they have a whole collection of that. It's been sold out everywhere. You can't. It's barely find that.
I'm trying to find my Pokemon cards. I still have them somewhere. I don't know where they are. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's right now. It's this kind of we're in a cycle of everything that was cool in middle school is cool again. It's the 20-year cycle, right? So it's 20 plus
True.
years, and it's this weird kind of it's just it's those kind of like trends and the kind of I know you're gonna talk about it too, but like just like I know Pokemon's kind of like this classic thing that grows with every like generation.
Right.
Every release of a new video game, there's a new region that they unlock and there's a set of Pokemon. But just to do like a true re-release of like the original Pokemon cards from like 1999,
Hmm.
2000. It's like what's going on here? I remember going to Artifacts and buying those like holograms, and like rare cards and like the energy cards from fucking Artifacts like back in the day. So it's like
Hmm.
this to come full circle, like as a fucking like 30 something, and I see I see a 25th anniversary of the things I grew up in middle school. I'm like, what? It just feels weird that it's coming back.
So the big thing about this episode is we're talking about basically the 2000s are back, baby.
It's
Like they're
weird
back.
shit.
We're gonna go through like different things that are just coming back that we're just like, well, what the fuck? That's like already from the 2000s. Like Pokemon cards coming back, which is so crazy. Ever since the pandemic and whatnot, I've been noticing like different fashion trends that are happening, and I don't get how because everyone's at home. So I'm like, wait, how do people like show off their clothes and stuff like that? And it's crazy seeing relax fit become a thing now. Like, why?
Oh,
Why is relax fit still a
oh,
thing?
oof, dude. You know, I to jump on the trend too. I recently bought a pair of Relax Fit Carhartt pants. Man, yo, it's a trip because like I've been wearing like Japanese like raw denim
Uh huh.
whatever, like slim fit and like 511 Levi's. It's such a nice change to wear like comfortable ass jeans, dude. Like shit, my thighs fit through. It's really fucking comfortable, man.
Maybe that's who relax fit was designed for. It was designed for the people who are just like after middle age, they're just like, fuck, my thighs can't fit in these pants anymore.
Well, cause like remember like the trend back in the day was like jeans were kind of like that already like relaxed fit boot cut straight leg denim, and
Mm-hmm.
then like emo dudes bought like girl jeans because they wanted the skinnier cut because nobody was making a skinnier cut.
Right.
So now it's just like this weird thing where like for the last 20 some odd years or like 10, 15, whatever, we've been wearing skinny jeans or skinnier jeans.
Mm-hmm. Slim. I wear slim,
Slim.
but yeah, not skinny. I couldn't do skinny.
Yeah, I can only do slim straights, but I can't do skinny jeans. It's like there's
My
no
thighs.
my thighs are too big, bro. I don't like it's kind of sus, but yeah, my fucking thighs too big for skinny jeans, bro.
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
couldn't do it. I didn't like that shit hugging me.
yeah, so I mean, like, I get it now. I'm like, oh yeah, it's like wearing sweatpants, but like back in middle school, like it's just like wearing these cuts that really don't look flattering. It's just comfortable.
Yeah, true.
It's comfortable.
Do you think if this pandemic didn't happen, it would be a thing? Just because now people are like just want to be comfortable now. I'm not. I don't have to show off to anybody.
No, because I think that
No
it's just part of the fashion cycle
fashion
we're in.
cycle. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
that's fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
That's it. I mean, I think there's the comfort. I think the thing with the pandemic, and we talked about it in previous episodes, is the like dress code changing of like
Hmm.
the 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 more casual approach in like office spaces and businesses around. Like I could see that having like a more relaxed dress code, but
Right,
not
right.
necessarily like
Casual Friday every day.
yeah, basically casual Friday every day sweatpants whatever. Um, but now
Joggers.
you can wear relaxed fit jeans. Well, what's the I forget the weird number cut. It's like 541s or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I
But
remember I saw those at the bait. I was like, what?
yeah, it's not like a common one I remember. Like
Hmm.
I
Definitely.
don't remember. Yeah,
Definitely. Um, Another thing that kind of coming back from the 2000s too is
Britney Spears, free Britney.
well, so yeah, seriously. Okay, so Free Britney came back too, but the music industry is kind of interesting. Sorry, I know I didn't put this in like one of our
No,
notes,
it's all good, man. I'm always right.
uh,
No, this is
yeah. So, I was listening to like Switched on Pop and about the whole economics of the music industry and how these big labels are trying to reintroduce 2000s music. Like they're trying to recreate their 2000s hits, like probably change up the beat a little bit, but still use that same tone and like um whatever, just trying to mimic what was popular during our generation. Kind
sure.
of like how the
Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah.
Rodrigo album. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it had a lot of like 2000 sounding, like it sounded like a lot of previous hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess like there are other artists like that. I think I heard on Switched on Pop they talked about, I'm not sure if it was Switch on Pop or uh whatever. But one of
The
the
Vox one.
yeah,
Whatever,
one of
whatever
the
the
Vox
Vox
Media
one.
yeah, the Vox ones. It just talked about how all these music producers are kind of coming back to the from the 2000s are coming back to recreate hits. It's interesting. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, now definitely in the music industry, the 2000s are coming back. I mean, I'm just gonna wait for Napster to come back too.
Yeah,
Okay,
right. Napster is
long
done,
gone.
bro. No, but
Then
I'll say this about like I've been hearing recently. I
emo
was
music's back. Oh,
emo music's back, but
emo music is back.
what was I was listening to the Ezra Klein podcast, and he had an expert talking about how what Web 3.0 is going to look like, and
Mm-hmm.
the idea behind Napster and owning the music. And we talked about this before, like, yo, when you buy something on Apple and iTunes, title, not title, whatever, a digital download,
Mm-hmm.
you don't own that music. Like, it's not like Napster where when you download a file, that's your file or a copy of a file.
Correct.
Versus like if you buy it from iTunes or any kind of like paid service, you don't necessarily own it. You own you have a copy of the rights to that music because an Apple can always fucking
Sure.
pull it. I was like, oh shit, I literally been fucking talking about this for like 2 years. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
own your
yeah.
music.
Well, yeah, that's if you have like the whole Spotify thing. Like you know me, I'm like a very big pro iPod person, and I still carry mine.
Yeah,
I still use iTunes
because
because you still own the
JV,
music.
if you guys don't know, JV is the only one that has like all these OSTs from different, very like niche animes from like 1998 to now.
Yeah,
It's like Japanese artists that you cannot find anywhere else. Like I get it. You're probably the only person who can like flex the iPod Classic because those songs you won't find. You won't mod
yeah,
your
you won't find
iPod.
that on
Yeah.
iTunes or anything like that. Yeah, you won't find
Yeah,
anything.
check that shit out. That's a modded iPod Nano or iPod Classic with like a solid state like 500 and shit. Like
Just a regular iPod, man. I don't know why you get all crazy about it.
no, because you know those models are like the tier for like anybody who's trying to like preserve their music library because
Oh,
you don't.
yeah. No, I have to have like my own copy of iTunes, and I just load it
Yeah,
up. And man, I am like, it's taking me forever to load everything to YouTube Music. Ugh,
see,
yeah, I'm like, what? I'm one of those people who is on YouTube Music.
like it's this is all a tangent, but like Aaliyah's
Yeah,
music just like all her albums are just releasing on Spotify.
that's
That's
a
20
trip
plus, yeah, 20 plus years.
with no Aaliyah.
I mean, like, it was only on the radio, obviously, and you can buy CDs or whatever, but like, to, to have this long without, on, on streaming services, I'm like, dude, I've had that MP3 sitting on my, in one of my folders here.
iClouds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, it's just a trip, yeah. If contracts go awry within the next 10, 20 years, like your music can disappear from one service to
correct.
another.
Yeah, no, that's it.
That's just
It's a
kind of
trip. Right. It's a trip because when you said, what happens to your music with Spotify? I'm like, yeah, like, you don't own it.
well,
Everyone get iPod Classic.
like there's also very specific things like CDs from um do you remember those compilations like the emo the emo compilations like Pop
Kind of
Goes
like,
Punk,
yeah,
Pop
yeah,
Goes or
yeah, yeah.
like Punk Goes Crunk, like yo, like those
Those albums are tight.
like there's some fucking bands that don't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
e-
Rufio or something.
yeah, and fucking yeah, I don't think Rufio was on fucking Spotify or streaming. And
Yeah,
I played
you have to go on YouTube for that.
like I'm
Definitely
like
have
oh
to go on YouTube.
shit, and
Yeah, graceful. Just kidding. 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 But yeah, go ahead.
no, but just going back to emo music and how it's the iteration of it is now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trip because um the new generation like Gen Z is anybody who's like considers themselves in their like late teens and early 20s like the emo music now that's coming out is a very different sound from like the origins of emo, like I want to say like golden age emo for like
Oh, yeah. It's not just guitars anymore. There's
yeah
beats with emo.
yeah
It's bizarre, but I mean, I like it. I think some of it's pretty cool. And you said
um
Machine Gun Kelly's doing one too? He's
yeah
like, he
so
went from
like
like rapper to
yeah
emo
so mhm,
artist.
like Machine Gun Kelly like didn't like make the right, I don't want to say make, he made music but it wasn't like finding like the connection with his fan base or whatever. um but recently within the last few years he's been working with Travis Baker of Blink to
And
on
Uncle Bit.
production.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like his sound now is like emo, and it's like progress. It's like it's a strange kind of like
Progressive
it.
rock.
I don't know. I was like, hold up, it's not progressive rock. No, fuck no. It's like if emo met trap in like this weird kind of way that it works, but not like the punk goes crunk kind of like emo trying to be rap.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's almost like Fallout Boy, but a little bit like uh
More beats
yes,
involved.
yes,
Yeah. Okay,
exactly.
I can see that. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, it's a trip that emo music's coming back. I secretly low key like it. I'm just like, okay, cool. I'll listen to it. I hear one like tight, and then but not only that, music's coming back too, but also like stuff we've seen in the 2000s, like media wise, is now becoming like popular once again. And here you wrote like how Squid Games was. You
Oh,
finished it, right? Yeah, we're gonna go into
no,
Squid Games just for a
I
little
didn't
bit.
finish it. I didn't finish Squid Games. I'm like one of those few people who didn't.
You couldn't finish it?
I've been slow playing it. Because we don't have anything to watch. Like
Uh-huh.
we're not up on everything. But yeah, I mean, did you finish Squid Game?
I finished it the moment I landed. Yeah, watched episodes on a plane.
Well, what's your non spoiler take on it? Like, what do you think?
No, I'm gonna agree. It's pretty much battle royale. It's this current generation's battle royale, and for us, like battle royale was such a mind-boggling movie. That's like, what the fuck? This movie's crazy. And obviously, uh, what do you call it? It's interesting seeing these kind of like type of shows and movies just make it to the States and become popular to the States. I remember we had this discussion about Parasite too, and I said, well, I don't find like Parasite that interesting compared to Snowpiercer, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
like, yeah, and not that Parasite was like a bad movie. It's just I've seen movies like Parasite already, so I'm not impressed, or I'm not like shocked or in awe or anything like that. It's still a good movie. It just was never new. I mean, we saw Old Boy get a remake, and then Squid Games is pretty much a version of Battle Royale, and just like, but we've been exposed to like Asian media before, and so like I don't know, this is just not new to me. So the hype is like interesting.
Hype, not hype, or it's hype, not.
Overrated?
You're just not interested.
No, I'm like it's good. Squid Games is good, but it's not new to me. I guess this is what I'm
No,
saying.
I get it. I think the genre for what it's of, like there was a Netflix series that released last year, I want to say, or
Alice in Borderland, I
Alice in
think.
Borderland. It's like the same
Yeah,
thing where
similar. Yeah,
people are
Battle Royale.
yeah, they're playing a life and
Saw.
death game. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
so I
Well,
got that
Saw's a little
different
more
vibe.
horror. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but more like with the thing with Squid Games, it's just jumping into it. I was like, oh, this is just Battle Royale with less likable characters.
There's some characters you'll like in there, but Battle Royale has like so many characters. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
definitely good, rememberable characters for sure.
like the way that some of those like characters were killed off in Battle Royale, which is kind of like random. It was kind of like um
Comedic in a way.
comedic. Yeah, yeah, it was comedic. Whereas the one like when people die, you kind of there's just like there is that air of desperation. You're like, damn, like this is
In
real
Squid
for
Games
them.
or
I'm seeing the yeah, like in Squid Games where like
oh yeah,
when some of the characters die, or even like the side characters or the extras and shit, it's like, damn, like this fucked up.
yeah. There's a
Where's
lot of
Battle
Squid
Royale? You're
Games.
like, damn, that's crazy. Like, oh man, damn, that's fucked up, but it's crazy. This one's more like, oh, that's a fucked up game. Like, come on,
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're trying to say.
you know?
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like,
yeah. But you
Battle
kind of
Royale.
feel for it.
Yeah,
Kind of
like
feel for it.
it was like you have 72 hours to fucking finish the game, whereas like Squid Game is like, well, here's a game,
Day by
one
day.
game per day. Like, oh, you have like 15 minutes to complete this game. You're like, oh shit. Yeah,
It's true.
yeah, the characters are to me. I mean, going through like the first three episodes or whatnot, it's not. Some of these characters, it's hard for me to empathize with them. I mean, I get the desperation or like the you're trying to fix mistakes kind of like aspect of it, but it's not like it's not as I think for the first half, it's not as kind of like pulling at me. Or
Mm.
I was like, oh shit, these kids on these island got a fucking like it says two kids got a fucking
Yeah, this is a big difference. Yeah,
yeah.
this
It's
Battle Royale is more with kids.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. With a high school class. That's right.
And
That's
then
right.
because like when it comes to like well like I would feel like um the Battle Royale 2 was it feel that's what kind of Squid Games is because there's adults
Oh yeah,
involved, you know.
forgot there's a Battle Royale too.
Yeah, there's like remember like there's like the team to save them, but then the team ends up playing uh, the Battle Royale too. So like for me, it's like oh that's what it feels like. Like it just kind of feels more like Squid Game, like Battle Royale.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
so yeah, like it's and I was talking about this with JV when he was here. Like yo, like on Netflix, it's a trip how like Korean dramas, Korean anything Korean is being made and is being pushed. But I'm like, yo, where's all the J dramas? Like, what? I want more of this shit like Battle Royale. Is it only Alice in Borderland?
Mm-hmm.
I want more like the Japanese shit. Like,
Terrace House.
man, that's not
It's
the
popular.
same, bruh.
It's just-
That's not the same. Like, do I gotta watch like Takashi Miike like on my own? But I don't think Takashi
Ooh,
Miike is like on fucking Netflix.
I don't even think he's still
Anyways,
making films
sorry,
anymore, right?
fucking like Japanese films are superior to Korean
It's different. They're two different vibes for sure.
films.
100%. They're two different vibes.
No,
I can't.
and I
I
think
can't
right
compare the
now,
two.
and it's weird. And I know we talk about K-pop. I know we talk about BTS and Korean, just like created, like just anything Korean right now is like so hot, like
Hmm.
in pop culture. Um, but like, oh, like I don't remember like 20 years ago that this energy was like
A thing.
a thing.
Yeah,
Like I remember like K dramas were like a thing for like
a
other Asian,
niche.
yeah, niche
Yeah, it was only
Asian
between
Americans
Asians.
like
Yeah,
into it, like and like the weird anime kids were like into like K dramas, but not like
not
this. Where
like
like
now.
where everyone like has a favorite member of BTS, and Blackpink, etc.
That's true. Yeah, no,
It's and like K-pop con and like BTS is selling out in the US. It's it's a different moment for like a different vibe and where we're at.
because I mean, you used to listen to K-pop in the early 2000s too, right?
Oh yeah.
Like SES, and
Oh shit. Yeah.
there's
I
one
was
you
on.
knew about. I forgot about.
I was a international channel. It was like Baby Vox.
There you go, Baby Vox.
I'm
Yeah.
always on. I was always on Baby Vox. Oh, what's up?
Yeah. I haven't heard Baby Vox in such a long
I
time.
know no one talks about Baby Vox, but it's like a classic K-pop to me. It's like that's like oh, and then it's
Yeah,
like
and
10
then
years later.
there's
Like yeah,
you got
like
Inflow, and like Inflow had like a concert in the US. Just a trip. All
and
these
then
2000
but
things happen.
J-pop had a fucking moment, but like J-pop
Oh,
never
it
got
did.
J-pop didn't doesn't get the same kind of like play as fucking
Recognition.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
With the
way
obvious
different.
exception to Utada Hikaru because she
Kingdom
made the
Hearts.
fucking what's the
Kingdom Hearts.
she did yeah.
Hmm.
So you know the vibes like that's
I mean, look,
or,
Evangelion's back. So it's just, I
oh
mean, it's
it's
just a
so
lot of things from like the 90s and 2000s are just coming back. That's pretty
it's a
wild.
weird and I know we talk about this. Like this is like the core of our podcast of like 90s and like anime and like gamer and nerd culture. It's
Hmm.
a weird moment to be in a right now where the stuff we kind of like talk about and like this is like our niche that our niche is becoming like retro for a new
Yeah,
generation. I'm like, whoa,
it's so bizarre.
what's going on? Like,
And it's like part of their pop culture. So I'm just like, wait, what? This is cool?
uh,
I'm cool.
like I was telling JV, I was walking over here in Portland, about a couple months ago, and I had my Nerve shirt on, and
Oh, yeah.
some dude just gave me like, "Hey, bro, nice shirt." I was like, "Hey, thanks, man." I was like, "Oh shit." I've
Answer.
in my
Yeah.
in my like 10 years of owning this like Nerve shirt, no one said a thing to me, and then it's like, "Oh hey, what's up, Evangelion nerd? What's up, fellow nerd? What Evangelion? Which suit would you pilot?"
Wait, did he really ask you that?
No, I was just fucking
Oh,
kidding.
I was going to say that would have
It's
been
just like a
tight.
subtext, man. I'm like, yo, what?
That would have been tight if he did. Like, which one would you pilot? 01,
No,
obviously.
but the thing is, like, Evangelion always has like a movie every few years. Like the last,
That's the last one now, so it's
is
done
it
now.
like the last one?
Yeah, Amazon released it, so that's it. That's it. That's the conclusion to the four-part movie series.
See, that's the trip because I'm like, man, I remember it was so hyped to get that the part one was like 2012.
Hmm. Something like that. Yeah,
Something like that.
there was a good 5, 6 year gap between the final movie and the third movie.
Yeah, and having the
It was
extra
a trip.
characters
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah, and it had extra characters. Yeah, and different story plot altogether from the third and fourth movies. Just a completely different story plot. It's like 10 years into the future kind of thing. It's bizarre. It's a trip. You should watch it if you have Amazon Prime.
Dude, oh, fuck, yeah, it's on my watch list, but it's like JV's been here. Like, yo, being a parent is how the fuck do you have time to watch movies during the day? Like, I don't have time. Oh my
Yeah,
god, yeah, it's like
that's
okay,
true.
yeah,
That's
man.
definitely true. Yeah, I feel for you. Definitely feel for you. So,
Well,
what's up?
no, go ahead, go ahead. I'm losing my train of thought here. Go ahead.
Well, just going back. when we were in our last episode, it's just kind of like a follow up from our previous episode, but we were talking about wearables, and you found this interesting article on AirPods. So, could you talk about that for a little bit?
Well, first of all, I will say I did predict something about wearables and AirPods. Uh, how that's gonna be the next future thing, like the most kind of like acceptable uh tech moving forward. So it was announced during kind of like the new AirPods are coming out, right? And what's the tech and the kind of the app infrastructure for the new AirPods is going to be a trip where it's going to be more health related and it's going to track you kind of when you wear them. Like it's going to be more receptive to like your posture, your heart rate, and like it's going to bump up like your hearing, like like a hearing aid. So it's like, yo, this is like literally the only kind of acceptable wearable tech because
Mm-hmm.
it's the most discreet. You're not recording anybody like, or you're not snapping photos on like Facebook Ray-Bans. Like, this is it. This is like the next future thing uh, of where we're at in like wearable technology. The future thing is really just, it's just modifying the current tech to make
Yeah,
it more smart.
it's basically the whole world's going to be your phone's going to be your main. This is going to be your main thing, and then there's going
Mhm.
to be peripherals around it that's supposed to benefit you. So, I think that's where the technology ecosystem is. It's your phone's your god pretty much, and
Yeah.
they're going to
I
build
mean,
things around it.
yeah, because if like for me, I don't have any kind of wearable watch, but I know
You?
like I don't
Oh,
smartwatch. I don't own a smartwatch.
oh, okay. I thought you did.
No, I'm saying is like, yeah, smartwatch, like, but then it's like, yo, when we get to a point where like your your AirPods or whatever your headphones are connected to your phone, like it's gonna have that kind of Internet of Things of like it's gonna be telling you your heart rate,
Hmm.
kind of like a heads up display, like a Jarvis in your ear. Your, Siri becomes Jarvis,
Oh no!
and then and then it becomes Ultron. I'm like, I don't fucking know, man.
AIs get too crazy. IBM Watson's coming back for everybody.
IBM Watson is gonna be Ultron. I'm telling you, that's the shit. It's gonna command, like it's gonna get too smart. It's gonna get too smart.
So when you're talking about that with Apple, Apple's
Yeah.
ambitions is to go to healthcare. I mean, if you think about it, Tim Cook doesn't have like a thing that he's going to be remembered for, and I think he's trying to find it right now. Kind of like how Steve Jobs was the iPhone, right? iPhone, iPad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Tim Cook doesn't have one yet. It's just building on what Steve Jobs has already accomplished. So we're going to see like what Tim Cook's going to do. Is he going to make the iCar, or is he going to make the health tech? So I'm very curious to see what Tim Cook's big accomplishment with Apple is going to be soon. Other than making them like a super rich company, but it's nothing like it's just business operations. You know what I mean? It's not something like dang under Tim Cook this happened. You know what I mean? Something great
Well,
happened.
yeah,
Is it going to be
yeah.
the car? Is it going to be health tech?
I think it's gonna be health. I think it's
It Yeah, every single like big tech company is going there. We got that with Google. We're getting that with Amazon. Amazon bought the pill packers, and now you could fill your own subscription prescriptions
Wait, didn't we
on
also go
Amazon
to do
now.
an episode about how Amazon bought the life extending company, the startup?
No, no, that was just Jeff Bezos investing to. That's his
Oh,
own
that was
personal
not
thing.
okay.
Okay,
So you know the
two
shots that
things,
he
two
used.
different
What?
things.
Fuck,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. They're
and
both in space. Fuck it. I don't know. Tim Cook just wants to figure his like legacy now. I get it.
yeah, and
He
then
doesn't have a cool
obviously
fucking Stanford speech. Like that's what he just needs, man.
Google is going through something similar with their Google AI. I mean, that's going to be their baby in the future is Google AI, and they've already been doing health studies in India and with them acquiring Fitbit, how they're going to how they're going to utilize Fitbit with Google Health and whatnot. I mean, what sucks is their technology or their CEO of Google Health went to another medical company, but they still have it in the background. I'm excited to see what they're going to do next with it, because those three companies are going to go at it.
No, because I was going to say like Fitbit has been slacking. like I know Google bought it a few years ago. It just it doesn't capture that same kind of coolness as an Apple Watch or a wearable Samsung device.
But can you say the same thing about Apple when they bought Beats? They just took Beats stuff and made that AirPods. I mean, if you think about it right now, Beats is still owned by Apple, and it's just like every time Beats produces something, or makes something out, or makes a new headphones, kind of like, these are better than the AirPods.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's there's so many marketing dollars thrown at Beats and the endorsements from Beats and all that shit, the collabs with Beats. It's just it's because they make so much kind of for lack of a better word term, public relations noise. It kind of keeps them kind of in the conversation and all that. But it's Fitbit is where
they were the original. They were the original. Yeah. So that's why I want to see where Google is going to take Fitbit, because their Google AI is super smart. So we'll see how they're going to utilize their Google AI for Fitbit. So I think in the end, I think Google might win it, just because I think their technology just is way better than Apple's in that. I think Apple makes the best looking products.
No, it's
you
true.
could probably get Apple and Google, if they combine, they can probably make hella good stuff. But
so financial advice: do we need to invest in Google versus Apple, Alphabet?
I mean,
I'm just kidding. You can say it though. You can say it. No financial.
Say okay. Let's just put up some numbers real quick. Google. Make sure I know this correctly, because I know Google. It's crazy how Google and Apple have just been rising in their stock prices. So just both companies are good, obviously. This year alone, Apple's already up 10%. Google and Apple are just growing like crazy. Anyways, but yeah, that's wearables, health tech. That's the future. It could be as cool as those fucking bracelets from middle school that you just attach to your wrist.
The thing about,
you know what the fuck I'm talking about?
I do know, and I don't know how I feel about that.
We're gonna bring it back full circle. Let's bring back to the 2000s. Everything fashion applied to your technology. We're all gonna have fucking Motorola razors now. That's the future of phones.
The future of phones is going to be a dumb phone.
Look at mine. Mine doesn't connect. I'm totally disconnected, guys.
Yeah. So with what we're saying about wearable tech, we're refreshing it, and we're with Google and Apple. What's your prediction here? What I guess health products between Google, Apple, any other Microsoft, any other competitor, what's the kind of ceiling, in your opinion, of what AI and health is? What is it? Because I am so short-sighted. I have no idea what healthcare or anything health related in AI. I'm bro, it's a trip how my fucking when I see an Apple Watch detect my heart rate, that shit is what? So what does that mean in health, bro? I don't fucking know. What's your future? What's your future take?
I those heart readings and whatnot don't really mean anything, because a lot of it's not accurate. I think it's just good for monitoring. I think it's just if you spot trends in your own health body, sure, you'll do something about it. I think the oxygen reader on the Apple Watch is not great. I mean, they're not supposed to be supplementary, or they're not supposed to be replacement for actual medical devices that do all these readings, but they're just supposed to give you like a spot check, like, hey, you haven't been doing this or this and this. I mean, that's what Fitbit did. They want you to be more physically active, so they ask you to walk around. Um, but I think a lot of it's going to go more into like the diagnosing and research, just because if an eye scan from Google can tell you if you have diabetes, if you're a smoker, if you're a man, woman, how old you are. If it can tell all of that from your eye scan, like I think that's where it's gonna go to the hospitals and the clinics. I don't think it's gonna go to wearable techs. I think the wearable techs are just gonna be something convenient for you to like monitor. Like if, for example, if you have if your doctor wants you to monitor your blood pressure, it's like just do a daily log of your blood pressure. I mean, you could probably, or whatever like that. I'm pretty sure your future Apple Watch can do that for you. It'll just start taking your blood pressure in like random times of the day and just have like an average per day so you can show it to your doctor.
We'll
something like that.
That sounds very like plausible. So we can bookmark that.
Yeah. So it's just, I'm trying to think, I want to think of anything too grand or crazy. That's for the hospitals and the clinics, but everything else I think would be pretty interesting. Like until they find like a Theranos way of like you can like your watch can randomly stick you and it can tell your glucose levels. That'd be pretty dope. But I mean, I don't think that's ever going to happen. But hey, who knows? Who knows? But blood pressure, steps, heart rate. I mean, does it even matter if you have like a high heart rate? I guess I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like all those kind of like quick diagnoses. Like I can see that happening for like in the next few years that they incorporate kind of like, you know how California has that kind of app, not app, but like the feature where like, yo, somebody in your like area has tested COVID, like that kind of thing, but like for everybody. Oh shit, somebody has like SARS. Oh shit, somebody has fucking malaria. I don't know, whatever disease.
That's so virus. Dystopian. Yeah, that's super dystopian. That's creepy.
That's gonna be like that. That's like part of our future, I think. Because like
so
wearable tech, like that's like, yo, hey.
How do you imagine? I know I'm gonna go off and like
we're fucking tangenting. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're tangenting, but I'm just curious, like, how do you imagine the future of medicine?
Going back to our 5G episode, like everything's gonna be remote, dog.
So, what if the ideal future was all your medications are tailored to your body? So, for example, like for example, like a Tylenol 500 milligram tablet, right? All these generic tablets were modeled off like a white male at like 30 something years old. But then like the real like where medicine wants to go is it looks at your body, your weight, your blood, your lab readings, and it will customize your Tylenol that will work exactly for you. That's like the future, I think, of where they want to take medicine. But it doesn't have to just be Tylenol. It could be like antibiotics and antivirals and like all the important medications too. I think that's where it's going to go. Unless we all have like nanomachines from like Bill Gates put into our body, and all those nanomachines will just regulate our symptoms instantly. That's a future of medicine right there. Nanomachine medical technology.
Well,
anyways,
yeah, I think. Well, I could see that happening about the your specific
custom medicine,
prescription will like have the ability to adjust the correct dosage to your kind of DNA. Like that's I could see that happening because that's a trip. That's like if nano machines were dirt cheap. That sounds like that's what you would do.
Just fucking regenerate your arm every time someone cuts that shit off.
That's what I'm saying. Like that sounds like you would do that, right? Like
oh, my own arm 3D prints my own new arm.
It's
just kidding.
That's how Frieza came back every time like Trunks fucked him up, right? Like,
For sure. Okay, let's bring this back. We just had like a weird medical dystopian tangent for like a good 15 minutes. But yeah, no,
well,
but basically what we're saying is like the future and health is there's still that's where the jobs are going to be. That's where the economy is going essentially. And speaking of
the
the
economy
economy,
is not going anywhere, dog. We all
yeah, it's
broke.
not going. We all broke. We're in the Great Resignation, and Erwin sent me the video of like Simon Sinek just talking about that and his views
My
on it.
fucking antagonist, like, I hate Simon Sinek, fucking
It's
bitch.
so weird. I love Simon. I
I
love Simon
fucking hate
Sinek.
Simon Sinek. Only because he did that one TED talk, and he's
About
got me like,
millennials.
he's like, yeah, millennials, blah blah blah. You don't know how to manage millennials. Like, fuck you, dog. Fuck
But
your
that was
TED
so long
talk.
ago. Like, how, I wonder how he
It's
feels
been so
now.
long ago.
Yeah, now it's
When
different
I
for
when
him.
I shared you that TikTok, I was like, man, in my head, I was like, yo, Simon Sinek got old. Like, it's
Yeah,
also like how Gary V. Damn, Gary V. got old too. Like, it's a trip.
yeah. So it's just like we're talking about the Great Resignation, and I was like, I was kind of I believe that it's company culture, and I think me, I'm a pure capitalist, so I believe that bad companies should go bankrupt, and we should let the good companies doing a good job take care of
I
their
think
folk.
this is also a side tangent. I think eventually this our podcast is going to end up being like ridiculousness or like Tosh point oh or whatever. We need to have like visual references to like what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, oh yeah, no one's gonna fucking know. No one cares about Simon Sinek in 2021.
that's okay. Fair, fair, fair. Yeah,
Okay.
we need to get better at our show notes, but yeah,
Anyways, no. It's not about our show notes. It's about like, oh, we need to adjust to our audience here. Like, they're like, what do you mean Erwin shared a TikTok video with about Simon Sinek and the Great Resignation? Where does this energy come from? Why does he hate Simon Sinek so much?
it will be
It just
explored
comes
throughout
back
the
to me.
series. It just comes
No,
back to
no,
you.
no. My,
Job markets are
job
changing.
market. Here we go. Go.
Supply, supply is changing. Obviously now, the whole industry back then used to practice like lean startup, but now everyone's kind of looking at what Amazon and Apple did, and now they're gonna go vertical and control their supply line now. So it makes me wonder when manufacturing is going to come back to the U.S. and how that would change. And it makes me wonder
Fucking
how,
soon, man.
yeah, and it
Has
makes me
to.
wonder, like, well, the reason why we never did manufacturing here is manufacturing is so expensive. Like, you actually have to pay people good money to manufacture here. And
And
then,
we're oh yeah, look where we're at now. Everyone's just dipping their jobs anyway.
yeah,
It
and it's just like, well, that's why we need robots. That's robotics is the future of manufacturing, and
is, but we're not quite
we're not
there.
there yet. Yeah,
We're
we're
not
not
like
quite there.
we're not like Japan where it's
Or
not.
Amazon or Tesla. It's like a lot of those things are done by robots now. It's crazy, but
Oh, is it? Fuck, I don't know, man. Like
oh
I don't.
yeah,
I'm not a
yeah.
man.
Like so, Amazon's when Amazon like transfer packages and stuff, it's all robots. A lot of robots will like go to the warehouse and put stuff away or something like that. It's
So
bizarre.
so
Yeah,
people so the actual like human labor
isn't other
in
things. Yeah,
other like the logistics transporting. Is that what you're saying?
that I think the packaging, but like I have to show you this video about these robots that Amazon bought, like early 2000s, and they just zip around the store moving product around. It's a trip. It's a trip.
I
You'll
did
think
see
it's
a video from uh, the Long Beach dock
mm-hmm.
about how like they have robot trucks where the robot trucks move uh, the the containers off the ship and onto like trucks. That shit is a trip.
Damn.
So I'm like, oh, that's like that. It's like that part in Interstellar where it's all just robotic trucks.
Eventually, we're gonna get there, right? Eventually, we're gonna get to electric driverless trucks. That's the future of trucking too. Is self-driving trucks.
But like right now within this kind of like great resignation of like people just dipping their like corporate jobs and dipping like just company culture that doesn't fit their kind of lifestyle anymore. Like I
Sure. Yeah.
totally understand that, and it's it, the largest kind of like part of the great resignation is like food and hospitality. Like
Mm-hmm. Robots, yo. We had to go back to like our Kaifu Lee thing episode on AI and robotics because we talked about it a lot there about the future of labor. Oh man, we're so
yeah,
ahead of
the
so much
future,
shit.
bro. Like yeah, the thing is though, and I know we talk about this and like UBI, right, we're so far away from that. Like we're so far away from UBI, universal basic income. We're so far away from like 100% robotics, and I think right now it's like yeah, you can have a great resignation, and our like the companies are trying to lure back in and retain so much workers like and recruit workers, but like if people don't want to work but there's available jobs, so what does that do? Like it's hard to kind of like make the case for UBI. Like in my opinion, right now,
It
it's
is.
so hard.
It's
Like
gonna be
how do
really
you
hard.
how do you make that point if there's like available jobs everywhere?
Yeah, you're gonna need UBI when you uh, applies to a working economy, but people are still underpaid for sure. Right now, it's a little different, but makes me wonder, like maybe some of these businesses should just go out of business. Reality of it, right? Because the good
There's
companies are standing. The good mom and pop shops are still standing. The good, they're I don't know, I don't know what the hell they're doing, but they're all like some of these stores that stay open, like they must be doing something right.
well,
Well,
like just to wrap, I don't just to put my piece on it. Like when it comes to supply chains and moving things closer to like manufacturing to America, like it's starting to feel that way because of the way that COVID had fucked everything up, right? So like because
mm-hmm,
everything was being made in China, all the computer chips for like everything, and shipping those from here and having the ports on the West Coast being like traffic jammed and backlogged.
mm-hmm.
So like that shit, like to be out of if your used car has more value now than when you bought it, that's kind of like a trip. Like if it's just like a standard
Yeah,
Corolla, right? Like why does
yeah,
it's not supposed to kind of keep it like I know a Toyota's supposed to keep its value, but not like increase because of like the lack of
shortage.
computer chips. That shit doesn't make sense. So I think with big ticket items and your basic electronics, there has to be a way for these companies to be like, yo, like these shortages are killing our bottom line, so we gotta move our supply chain closer to like the U.S. or like
Mm-hmm.
European market or whatever. Uh, like it doesn't matter. It just matters like the the distribution is closer to production, or rather, the production is closer to distribution.
Sure,
That's it,
yeah,
man.
I
That's
agree.
it.
Yeah, wow, we actually got pretty deep
Look
onto
at
that
us.
one.
We're fucking deep and shit.
Look at us.
Look at us. Sweet.
Sorry.
I thought
Um.
the clip. Where's the clip? I didn't hear the clip.
Oh. Oh, you didn't hear it.
No.
Look at us. Hey,
There.
look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Look at
Yeah, and like we come in. This is kind of like our we do our fucking nerdy things, and then we get into our like macroeconomic kind of
us.
and health and tech. I don't know. Like for us, it's just like this is just about our nerdist kind of takes and how like the economy and all that influences kind of like our nerdist pop culture.
I mean, I guess you can also say
Get it?
that 2008 recession came back for
Everything from the
Everything's
2000s,
coming from 2000s is coming back.
but not like that.
Sure, that's gonna be a war with China. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I hope we don't.
Oh,
No one
what
wants to
was?
see that shit again.
Oh man, there was a TikTok I saw. It's like the teenagers won in 2001 back, so we gave them a recession and the Taliban.
Damn. Damn. That cut deep.
Damn.
That
Yeah.
cut real deep.
Anyway,
Okay. Let's wrap this shit up.
let's wrap it up. Things were hyped on. What you got?
Oh shit. Things I'm hyped on. Fuck, I don't have anything. Like, I'm not hyped about anything at the moment. What about you? Oh, okay. No. I do have something I'm hyped about. Travel. I think is a perfect time to travel. More people aren't at home anymore. So, you have more time to yourself when you're traveling. So I think this is a perfect time to travel if you can do it. That's it.
Yes, financially, physically able. Like if you got that, yeah.
Yeah. Travel. Best time to travel.
Yeah, I just saw JV. JV hung out for a few days, so nobody caught COVID or anything. So everything's good.
I mean, I got like the cold at max. That's, I coughed a few times. I'm like, do
Not the
it?
same.
No, I'm good.
Not the same.
Not the same.
Not the same.
What about you?
I am hyped about the Undercover Evangelion collabo. That
Oh my-
shit is.
That would you?
I know
send me
you.
that? That was
I know
so
you
good.
shared me the lookbook a couple months ago where it was like the 01 hoodie, the jacket rather, and like the full on mask and all that. Like that shit's cool. But then there was more like leaks the last few days about the collection. Like there's a sweater that's really sick that has a silhouette of the angel. Yeah, and like that's like a jacket with like outline drawing of Shinji. So it's like the thing about anime right now is like it's it's become so mainstream where we're getting like top notch designers doing like collabs, and we're seeing really kind of like not just like screen print hoodies or
Yeah.
like really simple hoodies like or shirts or whatever. It's like there's some really quality shit coming out of like anime stuff. That anime clothing is like that's not new shit. It's really cool. Fuck, like fuck. It's just dope shit.
It's and I think it applies more with this generation of like Gen Zers too. It's because majority of them know what anime is, and
Yeah,
it's just it's fun seeing Japanese anime culture and integrate with pop culture, like modern pop culture now. So, go, thank you.
it's
I think
dope.
it's dope. There's also a Spalding Evangelion basketball. If you're curious too.
Ooh,
I know, right? Just Evangelion, that's like one of the dopest collaborations of all time. I have like a whole website on it. I don't have the website, but I know the website about it. Radio Ava, check it out. Tokyo too. Anyways, yeah, that's it for me. I don't got
all right.
anything else.
I got nothing else either. I mean, this is it's been episode 38.
38, boys. 38. I'm gonna hit the exit song.